Proud privilege to introduce Professor L.M. Patnaik. Sir has served as the Vice Chancellor of Defence Institute of Advanced Technology, Deemed University, Pune. Sir is an adjunct professor and INSA senior scientist. He is a fellow of IEEE and the World Academy of Sciences, the Computer Society of India, Indian National Science Academy, Indian Academy of Sciences. I now humbly request Sir to address the gathering.
Good afternoon to everybody. Kindly permit me to switch gears, talk in English, not in Kannada, because I can venture to speak in Kannada, but not after the distinguished speakers who have given a wonderful speech. Our eminent distinguished cardiologist, Dr. Manjunath, and our NAC director, Dr. H.C. Sharma, and Dr. Krishna, and there are several others lined up. I do not want to expose my ignorance and mistakes in Kannada by venturing to speak in Kannada. So, tavalla namge kshavisbeku. I know Professor Venugopal, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, for over several years. First, I knew him as my student back at the Indian Institute of Science. He joined there for his master's program. He was a bright student and certainly very impatient to do great things. He was excellent. I had, I think, taught one of the courses, which was an elective course. Other than that, I used to interact with him during his other project work and other courses as well. He was certainly rated as a very bright student there, because at that time, when computer science activity had just started, he also got into that program at the Institute of Science. We didn't have master's, PhD programs in computer science in an advanced stage anywhere in the country. Even Indian Institute of Science had just started. After that, I have been interacting with Professor Venugopal in several capacities. I used to interact with his research students and colleagues at UVC. There were occasions when I have come over weekends, Saturday, Sunday, spent time with his research students, and you may be surprised to know we have co-authored close to maybe 400 plus papers with 700 papers. He has the statistics with his students and colleagues. That is because by design I had taken it as a passion to spread the culture of research among engineering colleges. It is something very sort of standard and well-known thing that great research happens in IITs, IISc, centrally funded institutions. But we have equally good or better students in state engineering colleges and state universities. And that is where we have fundamental problem. So I spent quite a bit of time with his group. We organized some annual conferences which are extremely popular till today. I used to go there during the weekends to interact with the students and colleagues and himself to review papers, look at the paper selection, to spread the culture of research and all. And he has set up an excellent school of computer science and engineering at UVC, which has been acknowledged by two leading professional societies of the world. One, as I mentioned in my interview, which has been quoted by many, the IEEE, the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, with its headquarters somewhere in Washington in USA. It is extremely popular. It is the urge of every computer science professor in the country, IIT or IISc or anywhere you say, to become a fellow of the institute. The fellowship is not by paying some money. There is a rule that if you have some number of voting members, 1/10 of 1/100th of that will be the total number of fellows. That means 1,000th of the total number of voting members. So today, IEEE has something like 3,28,000. The total number of fellows they have across the world in all disciplines of electrical, electronics, magnetics, computer science, high voltage, everything combined is 7,000. It has 10 regions. And as was mentioned, to the best of my knowledge, I think he may be the first, maybe only fellow who has grown up from grassroots in an engineering college and got this fellowship. See, somebody might have come from an IIT and served in an engineering college, got fellowship. That is different. But growing from the grassroots, working there in an engineering college, getting this fellowship, probably he is the only one in this country. No one has got it. Because I have served on this fellowship committee twice, which is extremely tough process. There are different levels of selection. Your papers are reviewed very critically, and it is a tough thing. Most of the IIT, IISc, NIT professors try, they don't make it and just leave it. I do not want to name them. There are several of them. And he has been given this fellowship. The citation says he got it in 2016 for contributions to computer science and electrical education. He has been acknowledged in the category of educated. His contribution to education has been acknowledged. So that means he has spent a lot of time to educate good quality people, good teaching, learning materials, set up some excellent institution and programs. So the second one, which I was talking about, which is recognized internationally, which has not been emphasized, there is an equally important professional society in the USA called ACM, Association for Computing Machinery, which is very well known internationally. He has been made what is called I have already got a note before I started. Please conclude, sir. I will conclude, no problem. Okay? I have not even started. Okay? Association for Computing Machinery. So this is the problem you have when you keep speaking after distinguished speakers like Dr. Manjunath, Dr. Sharma and Dr. Krishna. Because whatever you say, probably it sounds repetition. So he has been given this award in 2016 called Distinguished Educator. So these are two different professional societies from USA who recognize people across the world. And both of them have recognized his contribution for education. Generally computer science, computer engineering, electrical engineering, education. And it is tough to get these recognitions well. As was mentioned, Dr. Sharma was mentioning, his H index is 36, I-10 index, that is number of papers where each paper is referred at least 10 times is something like 136, and his Google Scholar citation is 6,000 and odd, 6,086 or so, as of last night I will see. Okay? So these are the important statistics which all researchers look at on the web, how active someone is. He has been active in almost every area of computer science, cloud computing to cryptography to IoT to data privacy to wireless sensor networks, AI, machine learning and all. See, it is easy, probably it is possible for a professor in an IIT or IISc or an NIT or a centrally funded institute to be active, to work at a state engineering college, that too against so many odds, as was mentioned, to build a school of research in computer science and engineering, graduate high quality PhDs, publish in international journals in a fast-moving area like computer science and engineering is extremely challenging. And he has demonstrated it that it can be done with his sheer willpower, dedication and all that. Okay. So that is what it is. I had several other things to be talking about as his student, colleague and co-partner with conference. Because the conference which he has been organizing, which we have been organizing every year, there are occasions where there were paucity of funds. He himself has provided funds from his own pocket to run the conference year after year. So I wish him all the best in future. I am sure for him there is nothing like a retired life. He will keep continuing to publish papers, guide students, be active in education. I wish him all the best. Thank you very much.